This is IGN. Netflix adapts a classic Argentine science fiction comic into a thoughtful post-apocalyptic drama. This is your IGN review of The Eternaut by Noel Murray. TV these days offers you a choice of freaky apocalypses. Want to see human society collapse due to deadly mushrooms? Watch The Last of Us. Want to see the world end in a blanket of deadly snow? Watch The Eternaut, Netflix's gritty and moody adaptation of an influential, nearly 70-year-old Argentine comic book. A thoughtful and twisty take on the post-apocalyptic survival genre, this series makes terrific use of its South American locations to tell a story about people too stubborn to die. The Eternaut's doomsday begins when a mysterious snow-like substance that kills anyone who touches it starts falling from the sky in Buenos Aires, a place not exactly known for frosty winters. In less than a day, the city's population is decimated. One of the few survivors is lumpy, gray-haired, middle-aged Juan Salvo, played by Ricardo Darín, who puts on a gas mask and a heavy coat and ventures out into the fallen capital, searching for people to save. By the fourth episode, the true nature of this particular apocalypse becomes clear, and no spoilers here, The Eternaut becomes more obviously a science fiction story. There are more sequences involving special effects, all very polished and impressive, as Juan and his band of survivors find themselves racing through the city, scrambling into makeshift shelters and fighting for their lives. Where The Eternaut takes place matters, for a couple of reasons. This show is about people who, even before their world turned upside down, sometimes felt isolated and forgotten in a country with a rickety infrastructure and a complicated political history. The Argentine setting gives a tried-and-true plot a fresh look and feel, but it also provides a reason why some neighbors might look at each other warily, perhaps due to past unrest, and why there's enough analog technology around to mitigate against power outages. The setting also matters because of the source material, which could be considered one of the first serious graphic novels. Its complex and sophisticated story in comic book form influenced artists worldwide, and it especially inspired Argentinians who had never seen their own country depicted in a science fiction epic. It remains an astonishing backdrop in this new televised form. You don't have to be Argentine, though, to be awed by the Eternaut's depiction of an ordinary city ravaged by disaster. Juan is an everyman for everybody. What gives this show its juice are all the scenes of him venturing into the unknown, step by wary step, trying to stay alive long enough to make a difference. Based on a popular Argentine comic book, The Eternaut is an offbeat post-apocalyptic drama, tracking the end of the world from the perspective of a group who survive a toxic snowfall in Buenos Aires. The TV series' creator Bruno Stagnaro tells this story slowly, following protagonist Juan Salvo and the trusted team he assembles as they gradually adjust to their new reality and inch toward learning how it came to be, minute by minute and day by day. But about halfway through this first season, the science fiction action intensifies, with some wild twists and spectacular special effects. The Eternaut's IGN score? 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on The Eternaut, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.